William Hill, the home of betting.
Well, we're here at a very sunny Goodwood ahead of day 2 of the festival. I'm joined by John Ivan, Duke of bookmakers William Hill. And John, a pretty successful day for you guys yesterday.
Great day for the bookies. I can't hide it, to be honest. Only one favourite landing out of the 7 races. It was a brilliant day for the bookies, and I think, if it carries on like that this week, it would be a great, glorious Goodwood for us. Not what the punters want to hear. They want to have a few favourites go in, but so far it's definitely 1-0 bookies.
And Richard Hughes had several well-fancied horses turned over yesterday. He was favourite in your book to be top jockey yesterday. Is he still favourite now?
No, we've sort of swapped it around between Moore and Hughes. Before, at the start of the meeting, it was 5-4 Hughes, 11-8 Ryan Moore. Now it's odds on 8-11 Ryan Moore to be top jockey here at glorious Goodwood. Richard Hughes being pushed out to odds of 7-4. Although Joe Fanning had a good day yesterday as well, he's 8-1.
Yeah, been interesting. Mark Johnston got a very light, well-fancied runner in the opening race today, the Goodwood Stakes at 155. Maiden Rio, handicap good thing of the week, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. Mark Johnston picked up the winner in the first yesterday, and he might pick up the first today as well with Maiden Rio, who's really, really well backed. 11-8, 6-4 this morning, and has been smashing. We tried to hold 6-4 as long as we could, but we just had to cut it to 11-8, and Maiden Rio very well back there. There's also a little bit of money for Brockwell, the price-wise horse, 8-1 from 10-1, and watch out Lieutenant Miller at the top of the list, 9-1 from 10-1 with Ryan Moore, the man in form, on board.
What about the 230, the Neptune Investment Gordon Stakes, a good St Ledger trial, quite a wide open looking betting heat this one?
Yeah, you know what, the one that's catching the eye here is Somewhat, another Mark Johnston horse. It's a theme that occurs right throughout the card today here at Goodwood. Somewhat for Mark Johnston, a front runner, potentially, enjoy the course here at Goodwood today. 130 from 4-1, very popular.
Well, the big race comes up at 3:05. It's the Kipco Sussex Stakes. Last year's winner Tornado up against St James's Palace Stakes hero Kingman. John, everyone I've spoken to today says Kingman's a good thing.
Well, you're not going to find anyone who disagrees standing here. Kingman's 2-5. Tornado, we've pushed out to get a little bit of money in, 2-1 this morning, out to 9-4. We're trying to find some reason to make this a betting race, but unfortunately it's quite quiet. We have got some handicap betting up, which might be an interesting spin. Even money, the pair for Kingman and Tornado. Tornado receives 1.5 lengths advantage on the handicap, so that might be an interesting one for you.
Yeah, it could be worth playing the handicap then in the Sussex Stakes. That's at 3:05. The last race on Channel 4 comes up at 3:40. It's the Veuve Clicquot Vintage Stakes, and Aidan O'Brien, a rare 2-year-old runner at the track, and his Highland Reel quite well fancied here. Yeah,
although we have actually pushed out Highland Reel a little bit. We didn't see as much money as we thought, so we've pushed it out a little bit to 11-10 from even money to try and get a bit more in. The one that's been backed here, as I said earlier, the theme continues. Mark Johnston, Pallister, 10-1 from 12-1, been well supported, very, very popular in the trading room.
And what about the later races after the Channel 4 cameras go off air? Anything catching the eye at all?
Yeah, there's a couple. Touchline is one of the better backed horses of the day. If it wasn't for Maiden Rio, Touchline might just be the most popular. 11-4 from 9-2.
What time's that race?
That's in 4:15. That's the fillies race. Interesting stat though to point out there is that Michael Bell is just 1 from 48 with his 2-year-old runners at Goodwood. That's not a statistic that inspires confidence for me. And in the final couple of races, Principal Equation and Hiking, they're 5-1 joint favs for the 450 and both popular as well. And in the 5:25, the final race, the one to point out here, again, Mark Johnston, Joe Fanning up on board, the best backed horse in that race, 8-1 from 14-1, Little Shambles.
I can't understand why Joe Fanning's not favourite to be top jockey. He's on all the well-backed horses for the day.
Do you know, that might not be a bad shout. He's 8-1 to be top jockey here at Goodwood, and if he keeps landing a few in today on day 2 at glorious Goodwood, then he might just be in the lead, and he could be cut in price by the end of the day.
Well, lots to look forward to at Goodwood this afternoon. There's also big racing over in Galway, and it is the Galway Plate. 5 minutes after our last here at Goodwood, 5:30. What's being back there?
Yeah, it's nicely timed, isn't it? Galway Plate, Alderwood, the 8-1 favourite at this stage and fairly popular in the market. The two that have been really well backed and movers in the market, Wise Old Owl is 11-1 from 14-1. That's price-wise. The other price-wise one as well, Shan Palace, 12-1 from 16-1, well backed. And I'll give you one more. We've taken a very interesting bet on Spring Heeled, who is 12 to 1 from 16 to 1. Some very shrewd people getting stuck in on that one.
Okay, well, many thanks, John. And remember, stay up to date with all of the racing news at Goodwood and Galway right here on racingpost.com.